I'm Giles Huby. I'm the Managing Director of Copernicus Technology Ltd, which is a company we formed just over 2 years ago. But before that I was an engineering officer in the Royal Air Force for 16 years, but I started and finished my job in the Air Force at RAF Lossiemouth. So my very first tour and my very last tour were done at RAF Lossiemouth in Moray. Well, I'm from Yorkshire originally, so it might seem a strange place to come and live, but having been based here in the early 90s with my wife, and that when it was coming towards the last few years of my service career, and the opportunity came up to come back to Lossiemouth, and it was great to come back here and rediscover the area all over again ourselves, and also through the eyes of our children. So that was fantastic. So I'd spent the last couple of years doing a lot of lean work and business improvement work, so because that was to mitigate manpower reductions in the Air Force, and it was how could we continue to deliver the same number of sorties with less people and less resources. And it can be done, and it's something that can be read across into any other business sector. There's a business consultancy based locally, Viable Ventures, that already do that. So I started working with them, and that's a business run by Jim Cockram. And then not long afterwards, Jim had already found this opportunity to import the test set, which is the core capability of Copernicus Technology. And we decided actually there was such a strong business case there that we should set up a business in its own right. So along with Jim and along with some other ex-Air Force colleagues, we set up Copernicus Technology. There's been a number of challenges in setting up the business. So the first one is the distance of where we are in relation to the rest of the country. So that doesn't help. The other part of the challenge is staying in business long enough to get to the point where we're actually selling our product and selling our service. And that's been greatly mitigated by fantastic support we've had from Highlands and Islands Enterprise. Without that, we wouldn't be here today. Particular skills that I gained in the service before I came out. So understanding how the defence industry and the Ministry of Defence works has been invaluable. Experience of project management and programme management, which is obviously a core part of those kind of jobs. And I think particularly the skills I learned in the last few years in terms of doing lean and business improvement has meant that we've been able to set up a business that operates with a lean thinking ethos right from day one. So it means we challenge everything we do in terms of whether it's adding value to the business and adding value to the customer, and it's a good way of prioritising how we work and making sure that we set up a business that's efficient from the outset. And the last thing has got to be people related. You've got to be able to get on with people. If you're in any of the armed forces, you're working in large teams, often long hours in trying conditions, and you've got to be able to get on with people, and you've got to understand what makes a team tick. And I think for all of us, because many of us in the company are ex-Air Force, that is probably the biggest thing for all of us. It's the people skills that we've learned from being in the armed forces. I think that's probably the biggest challenge, is whether you're going to come out and get a job or start a business. Is there are so many organisations out there that are going to provide you with good free advice, whether it's Scotland Development International, Highlands and Islands Enterprise, Business Gateway. All these services are there. Business Gateway is great. They do some excellent training courses on how you set up a business, how you manage your finances, how you do your sales and marketing. This training's all there, and it's all free, and it's all very professionally delivered. So find out about all these organisations and sources of information and training, because an awful lot of it's free. So, and you can find out about pretty much all of it just from your desktop on the internet.